we can finally put the Russell Westbrook can't get out of the first round without KD jokes to bed. Boy, these two game sevens in the West the last couple nights incredible. I mean, the bubble basketball has been incredible from the jump, but these last two games, game seven, game sevens in the first round here. I mean, wow, just wow. The Houston Rockets survive in Game 7 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. They win 104-102. Man, I don't usually start with the loser, but big ups to Oklahoma City, man. Chris Paul, fearless, relentless leader, leading a bunch of young, scrappy guys. Schroeder, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort. Wow. I mean, this dude was known for his defense, but he comes out on fire. Just almost everything he throwing up is going in. 30 points, 6 of 12 from 3. I mean, he had a hell of a game up to the last possession, but what a game for him. But he was involved in another wild finish. Man, the game was just back and forth. Neither team, neither team was neither team was willing to give an answer. Each team was playing hard, making great defensive plays on each side. And then, wow. I mean, just a crazy sequence at the end of the game. James Harden with the defensive play of the game with his block on Dort. Dort had a 3-point attempt. I think, OKC was down. Were they down 2? Yeah, I think they were down 2 at that point. Lou Dort, who's on fire, goes for 3, blocked by James Harden. Also, that goes to bed too. All those James Harden don't play defense jokes, those are done too. Harden blocks Dort's shot, and then for some reason it's up in the air. Dort comes up with it, and he just tries to throw it off of Harden with like a second left. Harden avoids it. He goes out of bounds. You think game over, Houston wins, but no. Dort, before Dort got the rebound, Dort's foot was out of bounds. So it was Houston ball with like 1.6 left. No, I'm sorry. I think the Oklahoma City was up by 1 at that point. But yeah, 1.6 left. Okay, Houston up by 1. I think they foul a couple of times, but then they foul Covington, send Covington to the line, and then Covington makes 1 out of 2, and then the last play, just terrible execution by OKC. Ball ends up in Steven Adams' hands by the 3-point line. I mean, there's a lot of big guys that shoot threes. Steven Adams ain't one of them, and the game is over. Oh man, I mean Harden, like I said, with the defensive play of the game. I mean, it's 2020 when Harden makes the defensive play of the game, and this was a typical James Harden elimination game. James Harden has been terrible in elimination games in his careers, especially with Houston. He's just been non-existent. I mean, obviously we know how much energy he puts in his offense. All the dribbling, the step back threes, the travel sometimes. But I mean, usually in a 7-game series, Harden's tired out, and he doesn't really have a lot in the tank for Game 7. And it looks like this was another one of those instances where he was only 4 of 15 from the field. Uh, he only had 17 points. I mean, just a terrible offensive night for him, but somehow Houston gets it done. Robert Covington and Eric Gordon had 21 apiece. Westbrook had 20, but he took 20 shots. He had 9. It was shot 9 of 20, and then down the stretch, every time he had the ball, I just cringed because like you just knew like, this is gonna end up bad for the Thunder. I think he didn't even make a shot, or he made maybe one shot. Took about 4 or 5 in the fourth quarter. Like every time Westbrook had the ball, you just knew it was going to end bad. But yeah, man, the Rockets survived. Russell Westbrook, for the first time since Kevin Durant's departure, has gotten out of the first round. I mean, congratulations to him. I mean, he took a lot of flack, after Kevin Durant's departure, and of course the 3 years with OKC after Durant. Of course, he averaging the triple doubles, won the MVP. Was it 2018, I believe, 2017 or 20, I think it was 2017. I think Harden won in 2018, but yeah, man. He's always taking a lot of flack, but it was tough. It was tough. It was a tough beginning of a series for him because he was out injured his calf in the seeding games. Had to miss the first 3 games of this series. Then he comes back. He was on the minutes restriction, and then of course he had a big turnover in Game 6, which helped OKC force Game 7. And again, he didn't shoot that well tonight in Game 7, but I mean, he did enough, and he's going to the second round for the first time since 2016. So Houston, I mean, and one last thing, this was a big game. Stephen A. Smith talking about if Houston loses this game, there's gonna Mike D'Antoni will be done. There'll be a huge hit on Russell Westbrook and James Harden's legacy. James Harden's bad in elimination games. Just a big gritty win by them. Like I said, Harden with the defensive play of the game. After he got that block, of course he was kind of barking at the media and the people that were there. Kind of a Damian Lillard put some respect on my name moment. Of course, the history of James Harden in defending or lack thereof. But he's really turned up his defensive intensity in the bubble. So and that's a hell of a thing to see. But yeah, man. Good news for the Rockets. They move on. Bad news is they move on to the number 1 seed in the West, the Los Angeles Lakers. Rockets versus the Lakers. Small ball versus 3 of the tallest guys in the game. I mean, game-changing guys with talking about AD, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard. We're going to look at the starting lineup. We're going to look at the bench, and we're going to look at the coaching. Starting with the starting lineup, it will probably be, I would say that obviously Westbrook and Harden, of course, but I would say probably they may start PJ Tucker. I would, if I were Mike D'Antoni, I would seriously consider starting Jeff Green. Jeff Green is like maybe 6'8", 6'9", but still he can be physical along with PJ Tucker. He can be physical with Anthony Davis and JaVale McGee inside. Fighting for those rebounds. Like I said, they're not tall, but You know, if they can be physical inside, you know, box out, you know, they could have a chance at some rebounds. So, you know, like I said, James Harden and Russell Westbrook will do that thing. I mean, it's gonna be tough for the Lakers to guard both of them. You know, like their perimeter defense took a hit when Avery Bradley opted out of the bubble, and you know we've seen it. Obviously, we've seen it in the series against Portland, where Damian Lillard, before he got hurt, was doing his thing, especially in Game One. C.J. McCollum played really well in the closeout Game 5. You know, that's going to be a crazy battle. I mean, Contavious Caldwell Pope, Danny Green, Alex Caruso, maybe Rajon Rondo comes back in this series. They're gonna have a really tough time guarding both Harden and Westbrook, especially if Westbrook, in particular, if he can get it going downhill. I mean, I'm pretty sure LeBron James will be asked to guard Harden at some point. You know, especially in crucial situations in this series. You know, or if he takes on a responsibility himself, who knows? But yeah, I mean, for the Lakers, I mean, of course, you got the two big guys, McGee and Davis inside. Then you have James, and they'll probably go with maybe Green and Caldwell Pope, or maybe Alex Caruso will get a start. We'll see what happens there. But you know, it's basically LeBron and AD versus Harden and Westbrook. Which superstar duo performs to their ability and you know, wins this series. I mean, obviously the Rockets will be a little fatigued at the beginning of this series. You know, going all 7 games with OKC, and then you know starting up a series with the Lakers on Friday, and then you know playing back to back to back to back to back. You know, after that, so I think the Rockets will kind of wear down in this series, and I just think the Lakers just need to take care of business from the jump. I mean, obviously, I expect AD to have a big time series in this one. This is kind of like Houston's kind of like the Clippers. They don't really have that big opposing 6'10", 6'11", 7-foot presence that could really make life hard on AD. So I expect him to have a big series. He should average no less than 27. Like seriously, he should average no less than 27 points per game. You know, LeBron James will put AD in the best positions to score, pass with his effective passing. James, I mean, obviously, I feel there's no one on Houston that can guard him either. So, I mean, I believe he'll pick his spots. But he'll mostly try to take advantage of the mismatch with AD and feed AD and get him going. You know, because obviously when AD scores big, you know the Lakers win more times than not. So, I mean, this is a series a lot of people have been waiting for, me including myself. You know, when the playoff bracket came out, you felt that this was going to be probably the best second round series, you know, in the NBA, maybe, you know, on both sides, East and West. So we'll see. Like I said, I think Houston's fatigue and the fact that they win 7 games with OKC is going to play a major role in this series. Right now, my gut's telling me Lakers in 5. I mean, I would have said Lakers in 6, but I mean, like I said, Houston, they exerted a lot of energy in that series against OKC. The OKC really made Houston work for it. So I don't know. I just think like I said, with them having to play every other day, no home court advantage where you get 2 days off. you know, at between games two and three. I just think that that's going to do in the Rockets, especially playing against a team like the Lakers, who have been rested for the most part, you know, since what last week was it last Thursday or something like that. They've had damn near a whole week off. So I don't know. Maybe Houston is able to steal game one. You know, kind of like Orlando stole game one from Milwaukee in the first round. But then I think you know the Lakers will kick it back in gear and be able to win like four in a row or something like that. But like I said, I just don't see Houston lasting long because again because of all the energy spent against OKC and plus you know you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis on the other side too. So we'll see. Like I said, that's my official prediction. Lakers in 5 in the Western Conference semifinals. But hey, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you liked it. The video. Subscribe, share, all that other stuff. And I'll see y'all next video.